Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. 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 Gopi Janavalabha Girivaradari Jayo Gopi Janavalabha Girivaradari Gopi Janavalabha Girivaradari Gopi Janavalabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Kunja Bihari Shri Radha Madhava Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayet Nashta Prayesha Bhadreshu Nitya Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtiki. So we will be reading today from the Srimad Bhagavatam, continuation, Canto 9, Chapter 13, verse number 9. Yasya yogaṁ na vāñchanti viyoga-bhaya-kātarāḥ bhajanti caraṇa-ambhojam munayo hari-medhasaḥ. Yasya yogaṁ na vāñchanti viyoga-bhaya-kātarāḥ bhajanti caraṇāmbhojam munayo hari-medhasaḥ. Yasya, with the body, yogam, contact, na, do not, vāñchanti, jñānīs, desire, viyoga-bhaya-kātarāḥ, being afraid of giving up the body again, bhajanti, offer transcendental loving service, caraṇa-ambhojam, to the lotus feet of the Lord, munayo, great saintly persons, hari-medhasaḥ, whose intelligence is always absorbed in thoughts of Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Translation. Mahārāja Nimi continued, Māyāvādīs generally want freedom from accepting a material body because they fear having to give it up again. But devotees whose intelligence is always filled with the service of the Lord are unafraid. Indeed, they take advantage of the body to render transcendental loving service. So I will speak today and tomorrow on the same verse. First, today I will speak a little bit about Māyāvādīs. As they say, Māyāvādīs are afraid to accept a new material body because they fear of giving up the body because they have to give it up again. So they were like, so they don't want to, they're afraid. And I wanted to speak a little bit of the Māyāvādīs. What is actually Māyāvādī? Māyāvādī is a person who does not believe in any supreme power, who does not believe in God, basically. And what they believe is that they are God in a varieties of forms. Not only they think I'm Almighty God, but they think I am part of these amazing, wonderful things, and I'm also that. And this is famously written in the Chandogya Upanishad. And the famous proclamation is Tattvam Asi, you are that. So so many millions of people in this world believe that, Tattvam Asi, in one way or the other. Maybe in the West, our Māyāvādīs, they may even believe in God, but they want to merge into God because they have no concept of what God is. They say they worship God, but God is impersonal, unachievable, which is actually same as Māyāvādīs. So basically, this not believing in Krishna, not believing in God, and Māyāvādism, meaning merging with everything is illusion, is that in one sense or the other, you have to worship yourself. You have to believe that you are such an amazing, powerful being, that you can merge with everything, that you are one, Tattvamasi. And Prabhupada says this is the last snare of Maya. Maya has so many tricks, so many wonderful tricks. They can trick you to lust, they can trick you to anger, they can trick you to greed, they can trick you to illusion, envy, all kinds of wonderful, amazing tricks. And then, if you pass all these tricks, then trick you that you are actually God, Tattvamasi. And you think, wow, I passed, I'm not angry anymore, I'm not greedy, I'm not lusty. They conquer all these mystic yogis in the mountains, they conquer everything. They conquer, sleep even. They realize they're not the body, but they think, Tattvamasi, I am that. So this is the last snare, means last trick of Maya. And this is an amazing thing, that Maya is such an amazing servant. Of course, she's not proud of it. In the Alochana Das Prabhu's book called Chaitanya Mangala, Maya Devi feels a little bit ashamed that my service is to keep people away from Krishna. She complained to Krishna, this is not, I don't feel good about this. So this is but this is her service. Everybody has this different service. Some people are serving Krishna and, reading wonderful scripture, explaining scripture. Some people are cleaning the toilets. So it's not the glorious, as much as nobody will say, he cleaned today 16 toilets, and everybody's like, wow, toilet cleaning ki Jaya. In the morning, they open the deities, and yesterday, the toilet cleaning, the Bhakta Sandesh, he cleaned 45 toilets, and everything, 3 Maha toilets, and 4, nobody's going to do this. It's not a, glorious like book distribution. He distributed so many big books, so many small books. But it is a service to Krishna, and as such is transcendental. So therefore, Maya is doing her service, keeping away the living entities from Krishna, keeping it away. So this is the last snare of Maya, means that I am the one. So this is also technically called ahangarupasana, means aham means I am, and upasana, ahamkara, actually, I am that, I think I am this, what I think, what I see, and upasana means worship. Shishi Gauranitai ki Jaya. So meaning that this, what I perceive, this is the perception of God. This is such a high statement that a living entity who is totally conditioned with the material energy, who is struggling, Tribir Gunair Mair Bavair, I forgot the last 2 lines, but it is said that all material world, from the beginning, from the higher planets to the lower, all influenced by these 3 gunas. All. So meaning struggling, because the gunas means also struggle. Mama Maya Duratyaya. Duratya means a great struggle. Great struggle. So very difficult to overcome Maya. So overcome means to, conquer the, lust, anger, greed, delusion, madness, and envy, as well as all these other material bodily necessities influenced by the modes of the material nature. And even if you think I've conquered this, there you can be still enamored by the mode of goodness. Like we have higher planets. Higher planets, the beings are very much aware. They're very much not on a gross bodily consciousness. But they're in Maya because they're influenced by the mode of goodness. Because everything is going really well. Everything is going well. I can fly from another planet to another planet. It says when the dissolution of the material world, partial dissolution, that whole, from the Svargaloka down is everything is flooded. First everything is burned by the dance of Shiva. And then everything was burned. These devotees who are on the little higher planets than the Svargaloka, they can mystic powers, they can fly to another planet because it's becoming a little hot. This is explained in the Bhagavatam. So they go a little to higher planets to save themselves. And then everything is done, they come back to this planet. Imagine, you can do this. You can just go to another planet if you want. That's amazing. But this is still Maya, because this is still material energy, even if you're in a mode of goodness. So, because the taste for the matter is there in all kinds of varieties. We cannot have mystic powers. We can have, if you do some severe austerities, even like Hiranyakashipu. But even that is not so easy. So therefore, we are getting taste in some basic things. We eat nice food and we think, wow, this is tasty. So we are happy with this. So we are experiencing lust and we think, yes, this is wonderful. But the higher beings, they're beyond this. They're actually beyond lust. But still, they're tasting this subtle material energy in the form of goodness. So this is also Maya. Everything is Maya. Abrahma Bhuvana Loka Punarvati Nojana. And just being subjected to this Maya, they just get born over and over again. So this is the sad story of material beings. And as such, therefore, when a living entity says, Ahangaropasanam, I am I worship myself as I am this universe. This is actually a very ridiculous statement, because we have nothing to do with this. We didn't create the universe. We didn't do anything really. We just exist somehow or other, and trying to struggle to get liberated from this basic material things, elements. So, but in illusion, therefore Maya is also called illusion. In illusion, people think, I am most powerful. I am, as the Bhagavad Gita explains, I am the Balavam. I am the most powerful. I can kill enemies. I will do some charity and I will get some benefits, and so on and so forth. Nowadays, people start to do some sports. I will eat very healthy, and they want to live hundreds of years. This is the goal. I'm powerful. People want to go to the moon, to the Mars. Rich people, they think I accomplish everything here. I can go to the Mars, and I'll eat healthy and I will live. So this is all illusion, because we have actually influenced deeply by the three modes of material nature, and ultimately everybody dies in this material world. Birth, death, old age, and disease, and ultimately, everybody will vanish sooner or later. And even if you live 120 years, it's not exactly glorious living, when you're 100. So, and then even if you live 200 years, so still, after 200 years, you will die. So everybody will die. So therefore, all these things just makes no sense. It's like if you go on a train which going towards the bridge, half bridge is broken, and the train is inevitable going to the abyss. And then you sit in a train and you said, I ate very healthy today. I ate good food, and I did some exercise. And I said, yeah, but the train is going there. I said, yes, this may happen in the future, but right now, I'm this, I'm that. And then you say, oh, my seat is better than your seat in the train. Look at these poor people, they have bad seats, but look at my seat, it's so comfortable. Yes, but they are also the poor people's seat, and your seat will be crushed. Yes, but my seat, and so on and so forth. And or you are allowed, because you're rich, you're allowed to go on top of the train. They build some special things so you can watch and then you think, oh, I'm better, all these things. On the other hand, the poor people, they sit there in some broken seats and some even on the ground, and they think, oh, I wish that I could have better seat. But a train is going towards death. This is the fact. So whether you have a better seat or wrong seat or huge seat, or you'll all die. So this ahangrapasana, worshiping oneself, not directly you worship yourself, but living in such a way that you think you are. So this is the word, in one sense, worshiping oneself. That's ridiculous from a standpoint of a spiritual point of view. And therefore, of course, nowadays people even have this new thing that you create your reality. This is my truth. This is so many times you can nowadays young people say, this is my truth. There's no your truth. The truth is truth. They don't believe in the objective reality. They don't believe in the objective truth. They believe in the subjective reality, subjective truth. And this is one great philosopher of the past, Friedrich Nietzsche, the German philosopher. He started this new way of looking at things, and he called it perspectivism. And he says that actually the reality is real for you from your perspective, but from my perspective is different. So he said that the reality is all views from different perspectives as different reality. So he started this perspectivism. So nowadays everybody says, this is my truth, this is my reality. But reality is everybody is subject to, actually forced to eat, sleep, mate, and defend. It's forced. You can say, oh, I don't want to eat anymore. You cannot say. You're hungry, you have to eat. Or you can say, I don't want to sleep anymore. That's not possible. You have to sleep. So what is your strength? What is your power that you actually cannot even conquer sleep? You cannot even conquer eating. You cannot even conquer mating. You cannot even conquer defending. So if snake will come to bite you, you don't say, okay, bite me. You'll, oh my God, because this is our ingrained. We have this need to defend ourselves. So we have no really, this is nowadays they say this is the brain's influence, whatever the influence is from the brain or not brain, we have inherited this, our bodies inherited these needs that have to be, you cannot control it. Or you can say, I'm stopping the growing of the nails from today on. How? You cannot. The nails are growing. It's a nature. So ahangrapasana is not good. So therefore, our Vaishnava view on this is that no, you're not God because you do not know everything. God must know everything. We know the Krishna, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sacinandana Vigraha. He has all knowledge, he is all knowledgeable person. So as such, he knows everything. We don't know everything. We don't know everything. Even the people who have mystic powers, they can see you and they can say, oh, they can see you're coming from this country. Your name is this. So what? This is just a tiny fragment. Do you know lives of every single person on this planet? Do you know life of every plant? Do you know life of every ant? How many ants? You know their previous lives, and Krishna knows all this. This is God. Krishna knows the wandering of all living entities. Ishvara Sarvabhutanam. Hridesha Junatishthati. That Krishna is situated in everyone's heart and he's directing the wanderings of every living entity. Imagine so many ants, just ants. And Krishna knows the past billions of lives of every single ant at the same time. And he knows the lives of all the plants, everything which grows, he knows everything. And he knows every human being and every animal. He knows everything, every worm. He knows all this. And this is just one universe. And these are unlimited universes. He knows everything. This is Krishna. This is God. So therefore, when somebody claims I'm God, this is a ridiculous statement. And also another thing is you cannot control. Krishna controls unlimited planets. Krishna controls unlimited universes. Krishna controls Maya ultimately, which we cannot control. Maya. We cannot control anything. Maybe if you are really, but if you follow strongly, if you follow the Shastra, Vedic Shastra, you could control something, and then you can gain some mystic powers. And that's about it. Not much. So Krishna controls everything, every aspect. Krishna controls Maya. Krishna can say to Maya, please let this person go from your clutches, if he wants to. So that's something which we cannot do. And then another thing is why we are not Krishna is because we are not source of everything. Krishna is the source of everything. Krishna creates unlimited universes. Krishna creates a spiritual world. Krishna is Shakti. Krishna is Shaktiman. Sarva Shakti. He is a Shaktiman. He possesses all the Shaktis. And by his Shaktis, everything is created. The whole material universe he's the source of everything. Sarva caraṇa-ambhojam. Krishna is the cause of all causes. That's Krishna. That's God. We are not causing anything except we can cause some destruction. That's the best. Or we can, at best, okay, we can create something. We can build a house. That's it. But the material we have to take from Krishna. We cannot create our own material. Material is given by Krishna already. Earth, water, fire, air, ether. That's materials. So you can create out of this material, but otherwise you cannot create, okay, I want to create new material. You cannot. Especially in the planet Earth. You cannot, there's not much options. You can build a house of bricks, or you can build house, there's not much of, but it has to be from Earth, some variety of Earth. And another thing, Krishna is actually Nava-yoganam. Krishna is eternal, Krishna is unchangeable, and we are changing. Nobody says he's yoganam. Nobody says I am now eternally 5 years old, like 4 Kumaras. Nobody can say this, especially in this planet Earth. Everybody gets old. So therefore, what is your godness? Godness? That you cannot even control your aging. What to speak of other changes? If you would, all these big meditators and all these people, if you bring them to, Munich city and keep them in the downtown area, not allow them to go to the forest, how much will they meditate? Not much. They will sit there, but there will be destruction from this side, that side, this side, that side, and all the meditation will be gone. They're meditating in the forest because they're far away from everybody, and they're following the Shastra. If you confuse them, like for example, when they do there was this few years ago, infamous process, how did they actually deal with the prisoners in Guantanamo Bay, the Americans? They bring these Muslim prisoners or whatever, the prisoners, and they found a way to disturb them fully. They don't put them in jails, they put them in cage, like a dog, cage, but it's a see-through cage. So you have no privacy, basically. And they put them sleep on the floor, and sometimes even take their clothes off. So this is like, and then they put this very loud music, heavy metal music, and people are very confused from this. So and then every 2-3 hours they change them from one jail to another, to one cage to another, and so it's a complete disturbance. They cannot even, because this human mind needs some steadiness or something. So the point is that the nature of the human is it can be very easily disturbed, actually, very easily disturbed. So people like this, they cannot claim I'm God. They cannot. So basically, the best we can do in our life is to claim I am the servant of God. But even that, we cannot claim that. We can say only the best is I'm the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of God, or aspiring servant of the servant of the servant of God. That's the best we can say. I'm aspiring. There was a letter I think Hridayananda Maharaj wrote to Prabhupada. I think he wrote a poem and he sent it to Prabhupada to see what Prabhupada thinks. And Prabhupada replied, yes. Let me just find this quickly. Prabhupada replied, servant. Yeah, this it is. It's a letter from 1975 to Hridayananda Maharaj. Prabhupada says, the poem is very nice. However, one should not think himself a devotee. Because poem 3 should read, your servants calling so sadly, your servants falling so badly. A servant is trapped in the city. One cannot call himself a devotee, but servant he can call himself always. Because Maharaj wrote, your devotee calling so sadly, your devotee is falling so badly, your devotee trapped in the city. And Prabhupada says, you cannot say this. Nobody can claim to be a devotee even of Krishna. But you can claim you're the servant of Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Yeah, I have just one question. So you mentioned in the lecture, like in the higher planetary systems, the beings they are like more conscious, so not like us. So, but in Srimad Bhagavatam itself, we see many examples like Indra, even Brahma are also like more godly. They are like deviating from the basic things. So, for example, moon god like even like tries to keep
Yes, I know what he
yeah.
tries.
So this pastime and also how we can understand this. So even though they are like so conscious, so
First of all, these stories in Srimad Bhagavatam are mostly, they are the histories, but these are the exceptions. It's not like every day they do this, like we do. We do it every day. This is once in a billion of kalpas. So they choose this one example to show you how even in the higher planets, there's material world just like anywhere else. Even in the higher planets, you can be influenced by the mode of passion, the mode of ignorance. Abrahma Bhuvala Punaravatinaja. The whole, this is this verse, Tribir Guna Pavayir. Anyways, this verse explains that all three gunas are prominent in all everywhere. But from our perspective, we should not think, oh, these demigods they also do, I can also do. No, demigods. This is like a rare exceptions. Demigods are godly devotees. They're actually devotees of Krishna. Krishna always stands by his devotees. And they're very advanced, spiritually advanced personalities. It's not like they are just like me. They just have better living standards. No. And this would happen, if Lord Brahma, this is once in a how many kalpas and how many kalpas, billions of kalpas, it happened once. And this is how we should look at this thing. These are the exceptions, real exceptions. It's not like this is happening every day. To us, it's happening every day. Our life is living on earth is like a very sinful and very terrible. But the demigods, they live a very godly life. Pious, godly life. Otherwise, if this is also sinful, then the whole material world is sinful. Just to show, the Bhagavatam is there just to show that even there, it's possible. That's how.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, anything else? Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Haribol.